name is Josette Evans. I am the third child of 5, with both an older brother and sister, followed by a younger sister and brother. My older brother is married and has a beautiful 1.5-year-old little girl named Jana. I am homeschooled and have been all my life. I am almost 18 years old and am currently a high school senior. I will be going to Oklahoma Wesleyan University in Bartlesville, Oklahoma in the fall of 2020 to study nursing. For the first 10 years of my life, my family and I lived on a small rural farm outside of Nashville, Oklahoma. Then in 2012, God called us to serve the people of Zambia, Africa as missionaries, where we have lived ever since. For the first 5.5 years, we lived in the rural bush, helping to build a Bible college and training Zambians how to effectively preach the gospel to their people and the world. In early 2017, God called us to another ministry, where we are currently serving. We now serve in the capital city of Lusaka, helping with orphan and vulnerable children care. We have an on-site orphanage that houses, feeds, educates disciples, and provides medical care for about 750 children. We also have 24 schools across the capital city that help feed, educate, and disciple about 15,000 children a day. While I love to spend time relaxing with my family and friends and spoiling my adorable niece, I most especially love to be constantly busy. I find enjoyment and relaxation is work, as I love to cook, clean, and keep things tidy and organized. I also love to sew, make paper bead jewelry, and crochet, so my hands are always busy. Ever since I was little, my family and I have had a craft business, and now my sisters and I have our own, where we make and sell various craft items. We mainly make items for babies and children, such as hair bows, baby shoes and blankets, and bags shaped like animals with a blanket inside. I love being creative. I also enjoy relaxing while taking photographs. I hope to take some classes in college to help me better develop this skill and interest. I've always loved looking at and admiring God's beauty in the people, animals, and landscapes He created in the world around us. While I love to admire His beauty, I also love to share His beauty with others so they can experience His handiwork and creation as well. In addition to staying busy, I also love to take care of children of all ages, as I've always seemed to connect well with them. When I become a nurse, my desire is to either work in the NICU, labor and delivery, or pediatric departments, so I can be involved in the lives of children and help them feel God's love for them. In the ministry we are working with now, we have a camp called Camp Life every year during the months of June and July, which is like a VBS on steroids. Each week, about 100 Americans come, and each one is paired up with 10 Zambian children of all ages. These children have been identified as children in need from the compounds, which are the slums of Lusaka. During the week, the American is in charge of teaching the children about Jesus and His love for them. They get to go see where the children live, they help the children share the gospel with people in their communities, and they also get to learn each child's story. Then the American is responsible for going back to the States to share each child's story in order to try to find sponsors for the children to go to school. During each week, each child is granted the opportunity to come through the clinic, where each one gets their height and weight measured in addition to their RUMAC, which is right middle upper arm circumference, to see if they're malnourished or not. Each child also gets a brief visit from the doctor to check basic vitals and symptoms. And each child is given a dewormer pill, as most of the children have intestinal worms from the foods they eat. If a child is wounded or not feeling well, they are moved to a separate room where they are bandaged and assessed to help them get the proper care they need. This past year, I was granted the opportunity to help at the clinic each week during the 7 weeks of camp. Each Tuesday was very stressful, as we had 1,000 or more children through the doors of the clinic in a period of 5 hours. I was in charge of weighing the children and was usually overseeing someone else helping me. Checking weight is the most critical measurement, as it not only determines if the child is malnourished, but if the child ends up needing medication, it assures they get the proper dosage. So we had to not only be very accurate, but also very fast, as we had a lot of children to get through the doors of the clinic in a short amount of time. Through working at the clinic, I was not only able to practice being a nurse, which brought me great joy, but I was also able to love on sick and hurting children and show them Jesus' love, which brought me the greatest joy of all. My family and I work a lot at the orphanage, which I really enjoy, as I'm able to love on children who need some love, and I'm also able to help disciple some young girls who need some help and guidance, which I absolutely love. While there are many things that I love to do and that bring me joy, I find the greatest satisfaction and enjoyment in helping young people come to know Jesus and his great love for them. I find no better way to do this than to share with them images of God's beauty, which he allows us to partake in, help them when they're hurting, and show them the right way to Jesus so they can come to know him as their personal Lord and Savior. To me, this is what life is all about.